Hello, friends. To dive into today's topic, I want to begin with a story. In a small town nestled at the foot of a hill, there lived a boy named Jake. His eyes always sparkled with big dreams. He wanted to do something great with his life. Every night, Jake would spend hours watching motivational videos, reading books by successful people, and quietly promising himself, "Tomorrow I'll wake up early. I'll study 6 hours a day. Everything will change." Tomorrow came. He started off full of energy. But after a few days, that excitement faded, like the sun slipping behind the hills at dusk. He began sleeping in again, putting off studying, feeling like he was failing, disappointed in himself. And that cycle of self-blame kept repeating, like an invisible trap called motivation. One afternoon, Jake ran into Ethan, an old classmate who always seemed a few steps ahead. Ethan wasn't the smartest student, but he was steady, hardworking, and kept moving forward day after day. Surprised, Jake asked, "How do you always stay so motivated?" Ethan just smiled and said, "I don't rely on motivation. I rely on discipline. If you want to know the secret, meet me at the farm tomorrow morning." Jake arrived at dawn. Before him lay a vast apple orchard, rows of trees casting long shadows in the morning light. In the middle stood Mr. Thompson, a farmer who had spent his whole life with the land, carefully trimming the branches. Ethan nodded to him and said, "Mr. Thompson, would you tell Jake the story about the apple tree?" Mr. Thompson looked up. His eyes, weathered by time, were kind. He glanced at Jake, nodded slowly, then pointed toward the trees. "You see those over there? Every single day I water them, feed them, trim them, whether it's hot or cold, whether anyone's watching or not. Some years are good, some years I lose everything. But I still do it. Not because I always feel like it, but because it needs to be done." He paused, then walked over to a tree bigger than the rest. "This one here, I tended it for 4 years, and it didn't give me a single apple. People said I was wasting my time. They laughed, told me to give up. But I didn't. I kept watering it every day. In the 5th year, it finally bore fruit, so sweet it shocked everyone. That's when they understood. During those 4 years, its roots were quietly growing strong underground." He looked Jake straight in the eye, his voice calm but firm. "Discipline is just like that. You won't see results right away, but if you keep at it, bit by bit, day by day, there'll come a time when you'll bear fruit." That day, Jake walked home with a different feeling. He realized that all this time, he'd just been chasing fleeting bursts of inspiration, like a dreamer who never takes a step. But Ethan and Mr. Thompson, they didn't wait for inspiration. They created results through consistency. From that day on, Jake began to change, quietly, without any big declarations. He set an alarm and woke up early, even when he wanted to stay in bed. He studied daily, even when his mind was tired. He went to the gym, even when he didn't feel fired up. And he stuck to it, just like Mr. Thompson watering that tree for 4 silent years. Not long after, Jake became one of the top students at school. But what made him proudest wasn't the grades. It was becoming the kind of person he once only dreamed of being. All because of one thing: discipline. In today's world, where everything revolves around speed, instant results, and online approval, discipline feels like a forgotten concept. We get caught up in TikTok videos, motivational Instagram quotes, and promises of quick success. These platforms keep telling us to find our passion, to get inspired, to wait for the right moment. But inspiration, as Mr. Thompson said, is like a spark. It flares up and fades away. Discipline, on the other hand, is a slow-burning flame. It doesn't depend on your mood or your circumstances. Motivation and discipline are battles inside the mind. Look at Jake. He represents so many of us, full of dreams but dependent on motivation. He'd watch a video, read a book, feel pumped up, and think that was enough to change his life. But motivation is fragile. Psychology studies show that motivation is tied to dopamine, a brain chemical that creates excitement. When dopamine drops, so does motivation, leaving behind boredom and procrastination. Jake fell into that trap when his initial excitement faded, and he blamed himself for not being strong enough. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't need dopamine. It runs on habit, on small, repeated choices you make every day, regardless of how you feel. Ethan and Mr. Thompson understood this. Ethan didn't wait to feel ready to study. Mr. Thompson didn't wait for perfect weather to care for his trees. They acted because it was their responsibility, a commitment to something greater. In today's world, where we're constantly distracted by phone notifications, emails, and never-ending social events, discipline is the most powerful weapon against temptation and the surest path to getting what we want. In the 21st century, discipline isn't just about waking up early or studying hard. It shows up in every part of life, work and career. Think of an office worker in New York who dreams of launching a startup. He might spend hours scrolling LinkedIn or watching TED Talks about entrepreneurship, but if he doesn't carve out time to build a product or learn new skills, that dream stays just an idea. Discipline is when he spends 1 hour each evening drafting a business plan, even when he's exhausted after a long day. 6 months later, he might have a prototype, not because he was inspired, but because he stuck with it night after night. Health and fitness. In today's culture, we celebrate perfect bodies, but rarely talk about the discipline behind them. Someone starting at the gym may be excited the first week, but by week 3, when it's cold outside or work gets hectic, they give up. Discipline means showing up anyway, even for just 20 minutes, knowing that every session is another brick in the foundation of lasting health. After a year, they're not just stronger, they're more confident, thanks to all the days they didn't quit. Learning and personal growth. We live in an age of endless information, online courses, podcasts, books, but like Jake, many people just consume content without acting on it. Discipline is when you commit 30 minutes a day to learning a new skill, like coding, design, or a foreign language, instead of scrolling social media. A year later, you could be fluent in a new skill, unlocking new career opportunities. Time and technology management. Social media and smartphones are discipline's biggest enemies. The average American checks their phone 144 times a day, wasting hours on things that don't matter. Discipline means setting boundaries, like turning off notifications or using apps that block social media during work hours, so you can focus on what truly matters. That's how you reclaim control over your time. Why discipline is hard, but worth it. Discipline is tough. It requires going against your natural instinct for comfort, delay, and doing it tomorrow. In today's world, comfort is always one click away. Thousands of shows on Netflix, food delivered to your door, instant dopamine from social media. But that ease is the trap. It tempts you to delay the hard things like studying, exercising, or building a career for a quick dose of short-term pleasure. Yet discipline offers long-term rewards. Think of Mr. Thompson. 4 fruitless years weren't a failure, they were root-building years. Likewise, when you're learning a new skill and see no results yet, or working out and not seeing muscle gains, you're building roots. Those quiet, consistent days are the groundwork for something bigger. In a world obsessed with shortcuts to success, discipline is the most reliable path. It doesn't promise quick results, but it guarantees you'll get there, as long as you don't give up. So how do we build discipline in modern life? To apply the lessons from Jake, Ethan, and Mr. Nihir Thompson today, start with small steps. Start with small habits. Don't set overly ambitious goals like study 6 hours a day, as Jake did in the beginning. Instead, start with 20 minutes of studying, 10 minutes of exercise, or 15 minutes of planning. Small actions are easier to maintain, and once they become habits, you can gradually increase them. Build systems. Just like in time management, create automatic systems that make discipline a reflex. For example, leave your book on your desk so you can open it the moment you sit down, or place your running shoes by the door to prompt your morning walk. Linking actions to your environment helps you act without overthinking. Accept imperfection. Discipline doesn't mean you never mess up. There will be days you feel tired, lazy, or fall off track. What matters is coming back. Like Mr. Thompson, maybe he didn't water his apple trees at the exact time every day, but he never gave up. Find a supportive environment. In today's world, your environment has a major influence on your discipline. Join a study group, a gym, or an online community that shares your goals. When you're surrounded by disciplined people, their good habits will start to rub off on you. Remind yourself of your bigger goal. Always remember why you started. Jake wanted to become someone great. Mr. Thompson wanted to provide for his family through his orchard. A strong why gets you through hard days. Write your goal down, post it on your desk, or make it your phone wallpaper so it's always in sight. Discipline, the quiet beauty of persistence. Jake's story and the apple tree serve as a powerful reminder. Success doesn't come from sudden bursts of energy, but from small actions repeated daily. In our fast-paced, distracted world, discipline is the guiding flame. It's not as flashy as motivation or as exciting as inspiration, but it's steady and dependable. Jake didn't become a top student through one dramatic change. He got there through every early morning, every focused study hour, every time he pushed through laziness. Mr. Thompson didn't build a thriving orchard in one lucky season. He did it through 4 patient years of care. The same goes for you. Whatever your goal, career, health, or a meaningful life, discipline is the most reliable path. Start today. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just do one small thing. Write 1 page, run for 10 minutes, learn 1 new skill, repeat it tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Like the roots of the apple tree growing silently underground, your discipline will take hold, and one day, you'll bear fruit. Not just success, but the best version of yourself. That's the quiet beauty of discipline. It never betrays those who persist. So what will you choose? To chase fleeting motivation, or to start growing roots today? I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next video.